Hello, Shaunak. Hello, everyone.
Hello everyone. Hi Mino.
Hi.
Okay, I have started the recording, Mino. We are good to go now.
Okay, sure. Okay. Um, yeah. In just 1 minute, we will begin the session. Okay. All of you, make sure that you are on mute so that others are not getting disturbed. Okay. Okay. So I think we can begin. Meanwhile, people can join in. So, how are you all, guys? How are you all doing? How is your progress going on with respect to your learning plan? Labs, challenge labs. How is it going? Great. Okay, great. Um, okay, okay. So let me just start sharing first. Then we will start. Okay. I hope you all can see my screen. Let me also open my chat window. Okay. Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome once again to your preparation of Associate Cloud Engineer journey. This is week number 4 in which we are discussing module number 3, which is deploying and implementation of cloud solution. Okay, now what are the services that we learned last session? Can anyone tell me in the chat? Last session, anyone? What are the 2 services we did? No answer on the chat. Okay. Cloud storage. Absolutely correct. And cloud storage, yes. And cloud SQL. Okay. So in the last session, with respect to Symbol Superstore, we understood about how to plan and how to configure, right? We did the migration part. They were having some existing solution and we migrated that to Google Cloud, right? Remember all of you? We did the planning and configuration part, right? Now today, now that Symbol Superstore is now set up, what is the next step? We have to focus on security and compliance regulation, right? With respect to what are the rules they have to follow in which particular area, which particular company, right? So we will be doing that. So deploying and implementation of Symbol Superstore with respect to security and compliance perspective. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in Symbol Superstore. Before that, we will do a quiz. After that, we will understand about GKE, Cloud Run, App Engine, Cloud Function, and Terraform. Okay, Cloud Function and Terraform we will just walk through, but we will deep dive into GKE, Cloud Run, App Engine. Okay. Now, towards the end, we will do diagnostic questions. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So let me start with the quiz. All of you, please try to participate. Okay, even if it is a wrong answer, that is absolutely fine. So all of you try to participate and in the chat. Okay, so let me just start with the first one. Yeah, this question, first one. Autopilot. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All of you agree with me? What is the keyword here? Which of the below mode is fully managed Kubernetes offering that eliminate the need of manual cluster management? Now, all of us have, we know that for managing of your cluster, creating of your infrastructure, all of that, basically infrastructure as a service, we say Kubernetes is infrastructure as a service in which you are taking care of the infrastructure. That is a general point of view. But inside the Kubernetes there are two different mode of like working. Okay, how you can manage it. So two different mode of management. Okay, in this also standard is completely manual. You have to give a lot of requirement, like you, if you are very very specific about your configuration and you want to create your cluster, manage it, all the part, then go for standard. But in the Kubernetes also there is a autopilot mode, which is right now newly introduced. And in this you are still creating a cluster, but you're not managing a lot of things like scaling and some operational related activity. It is still management, but less than standard one. Okay, all of you agree with me? Okay, great. Okay, next one, cloud function. Okay, and all of you try to give me the keywords also, because in your exam it is keyword specific, and for those people who are not able to answer, it will definitely help them also. So what is the keyword in this? Small snippet of code, yes. Event driven, yes. Purpose driven, yes. Absolutely correct. So whenever you get these kind of keywords, then only you can say yes, cloud function is completely serverless. Okay. Yes, so all of you who are not able to answer, you can see in the chat, these are the keyword that you have to understand whenever you see in the question, any question. Small snippet of code, trigger activity, purpose driven, function, all these things if you see, then it will be cloud function. In the question, one more thing you have to notice, that this question is not talking about any application, because cloud function does not create any application. It is just a function related activity. And all the other three, cloud run, app engine and compute engine, they are for some application. Cloud run is not for application. Okay, perfect guys. So all of you who have said the keywords, absolutely correct. Okay, next one, this one. NAT. Okay, network address translation. Keyword also. Okay, what is the keyword in this? Without exposing, yes. Exposing to the outside world, yes. Absolutely correct, yes. Keyword is absolutely correct. Now, here we are discussing about something in which there is some, there are some access related things. So which are the below managed service? Okay, so we are talking about a service first of all, okay, from Google Cloud that allow the resources to access the internet without exposing to the outside world. Okay, now Kubernetes, here you can see private cluster, then here you can see GK mode. So these two are basically like some aspect of Kubernetes. GK is autopilot is a mode, right? And private cluster is the private cluster that we create in Kubernetes. But the question is not specifically talking about Kubernetes. It is talking about Google Cloud in general. So we can't be very specific. So we can eliminate these two options. Okay. And then there is Google Private Access and Cloud NAT. Now, Google Private Access is for what kind of activity? It enables the VM instances which only have the internal IP address, no external IP address, to just reach to other GCP APIs, other GCP services. So first of all, in private Google Access, we don't have an external IP address. So there is no point of exposing it or not exposing it, right? All of you. And Cloud Entity, that is a fully managed service from Google's side, and it will help your instances and any cluster that you create to access the internet and any other network without exposing them to the outside world. So I hope you understood how why we have eliminated C and D, and why we choose option A between option A and B. Any confusion, anyone in this question? Are we good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's talk about this one. Flexible schemas. Okay, very quick. So what is the NoSQL feature that is not available in your relational databases? Flexible schema. Keyword is not available in relational database. Yes, absolutely. Bang on. Anyone else think that flexible schema is not correct? Okay. Absolutely correct. Flexible schema is the feature of NoSQL because we don't have a fixed row, we don't have a fixed column. So basically, we don't have a structure. So it is a flexible schema. And if you look at option A, fixed schema, indices, and ACID transactions, so they are basically feature of your SQL database, relational databases. Okay. So this way, we can say flexible schema is the correct one. Okay, perfect, all of you. Okay, next is which product provide a managed Hadoop cluster? Dataproc. Okay, okay. Think about it, all of you. Okay, so 3 answers till now. Others? What about others? What do you think? Okay, so now let me just discuss about it. So first of all, the question is just one liner. Okay, manage Hadoop cluster. Okay, in any which ways, if you see in any kind of question that there is a Hadoop infrastructure, Hadoop cluster, all these things Hadoop related, then it will always be Dataproc. Okay, because Dataproc is a managed service in Google Cloud that we have for especially for this Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, and other big data related cluster, all of that. Okay, but let's see the other options as well. PubSub, first one. All of you remember that PubSub means publisher and subscriber, basically for real-time event-driven thing, real-time communication. Okay, so for some kind of trigger activity, when you want to do some trigger activity in Cloud Function, it can work with PubSub to get some data, and then some trigger activity can happen. So basically for communication related activity, this is used. Okay, BigQuery, it is a managed service. It is a data warehouse for running your SQL queries. And basically, this is for relational database, and it does not manage any Hadoop cluster. It is a warehouse in which you have a lot of data and you query that with the help of SQL queries. Okay. Next, last two option is data proc and data flow. Now, both of them is used for data transformation. Okay, so whenever you want to stream some batch data or real-time data, you can do that with data flow. Okay, data transformation, both of them is used, but data flow is not specifically running any Hadoop clusters. So for Hadoop thing, you will always go for data prog. Okay, all of you, are we good with all the four options? Okay. Um, okay, perfect. Okay, next question, this one. So an existing application uses WebSocket to help them migrate the application. What you have to do? Option 3, do nothing. Okay. Come on, all of you, try to participate in this. 3. Okay. Now, this particular existing, not sure what WebSocket. Yes, I was just about to talk about that only. So this application have WebSocket. So first of all, what is a WebSocket? So you can just think about it like it provide a full duplex communication channel between a client and a server. For example, I am a client, you are a server. I am saying something, you will respond to me, then I will talk to you. It's just like chatting or talking or any kind of streaming thing. Okay. So it is a two-way communication channel between a client and a server. Okay. Simple example is chatting that we do, gaming, streaming, all of that. So if this particular thing is there in any application and you want to move it to cloud, what you can do? Mm, okay. Now let me just open one document. Okay. And here, and I will share that here also in the chat. If I just search WebSocket here, WebSocket, let me go down. Where is that? Okay. Now here, all of you, you can check that. So WebSocket support. Okay. What it's written here that Google Cloud HTTP load balancer, it supports WebSocket protocol, right? Whenever you use HTTP or HTTPS protocol. So the load balancer does not require any configuration to proxy your WebSocket connection. So it means that Google already support this thing. Okay. So it means that we have to do nothing to the application because this already support this one. All of you agree with me? You don't have to do anything in this. Okay. Great. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Next question. And I will request all of you to please participate in this. Okay. So that you know brush up your mind for all kind of quizzes. So here the security team has logged out the SSH access to the production VM. How you can manage any operation in your VM? Option 1, okay, grant operational team appropriate access. Okay, okay. Any guesses, anyone? So all the answers I am. It's about least privilege. Yes. Anyone who wants more time to think about it? Okay. One. Okay, so I think majority, I think all of you are going ahead with option this one. Okay, why not 4? Okay, first of all, the security team has logged out the SSH access. This is your keyword, all of you. If the security team has logged out the SSH, then how can you allow SSH? How can you grant temporary SSH? Definitely 3 and 4 will be eliminated, right? 4 is configure a VPN to allow SSH. It's not about VPN, it's about SSH. Allow SSH? No. Temporary SSH? No. Because it is logged already. Okay, and we don't have any kind of permission to change that. It is a security team's perspective, they will not change it. So first of all, I will eliminate C and D. Okay, now develop a cloud API application for all the operations work. You have to develop a new application altogether, not required. Because even if you don't have the SSH, you can still manage your virtual machines with the help of some G-Cloud commands, right? You can, operations means like management means what? Maybe you want to start the VM, stop the VM, resize the VM, any kind of those actions, right? Basically management of it. So the point of this question is that even if you don't have the SSH access, you can still manage your VM with respect to some G-Cloud command that we have. And of course, you definitely need to have a proper IAM role, because this is a management thing. This is a kind of administrative work, backend work. Definitely you need to have some access, and you need to know some G-Cloud command. Okay, understood. Why option 4 is not the correct one? All of you? Perfect. Anyone, any question in this one? Okay, one question, easy one. Yeah, this is easy. I think all of you can answer this. So think about it. And keyword also, all of you. 3, spanner. Okay. Scalable, yes. Keyword scalable. Another keyword, globally scalable. Yes, global. So first of all, RDBMS, relational. So Firestore will be eliminated. It is a NoSQL document database. Big table is also NoSQL, right? Now we have Spanner and BigQuery. BigQuery is a data warehouse. We can run your SQL query, but Cloud Spanner and Cloud SQL, both of them are correct in this scenario. But because this is global, it will be Spanner. Otherwise, if it is not global, it can be Cloud SQL as well. Okay, all of you, I think this is very easy. So you all know that this is has to be Cloud Spanner. Okay. Okay. Next one. Think about it. Okay. C. Okay. Okay. So I think all of you are going ahead with C. Increasing the time autoscaler, consider while making a decision. Okay. Now we have a manage instance group. Right now this is thrashing. What it is doing? It is adding more VM and then it is shutting it down. The VMs are working properly. If the VMs are working properly, so maximum number of VM, minimum number of VM, that is not the problem. The problem is decision making. Manage instance group is not taking enough time to understand whether they need VMs or not. So this particular option, decreasing the time autoscaler, consider while making a decision, this is the, like, already this is going on. Okay, they are not having enough time, so they have to increase the time the autoscaler think, like consider while making a decision, because the problem is not related to virtual machine. They are working properly. Okay, so minimum and maximum VMs are not the problem. So all of you who are saying option number 3 is absolutely correct. Great. Okay, last one. Last question. Trace. Okay. Okay. Now, first of all, error reporting. What is error reporting? It, from the name, what we can understand, it aggregates the error that are produced when you are running your cloud services. So error reporting eliminated. Debugger, what you will debug? You will debug the code, where it is stopping, where it is failing, where it is slowing down. So debugger also not. Now we have profiler and trees. So if in any question you get CPU utilization, memory allocation, memory usage, all of that, then it will be profiler. In any question, if you see slow response, delay, latency, then it will be trace. Okay, are we good? Okay, so you can clap for yourself. You have very well answered. I think all the questions, majority of the time, you had the same answer, and that was the correct one. So kudos to all of you. Okay, will you do the rest of the questions that we could not do? I need +1 or maybe -1. You will do? Okay, perfect. Great. So if this way we will keep on solving the questions, because not only understanding is important, it's important to solve the question as much as possible. So that is what I'm trying to do in the all these sessions. So hopefully it was helpful for all of you. Okay, now let's come and switch our gears to the next topic, which is symbol superstore. Right, what is the next thing we have to think about it? Securing and compliance, right? So security plus compliance. So this is what we are going to do. Now, Symbol Superstore has straightforward environment, right? It's not a healthcare or a typical, very critical kind of thing like a banking sector, healthcare sector. It is not like that. It have a e-commerce web application and some like transportation supply backend application. So several kind of users are there who needs to have several kind of access, like some will be employees who need some administrative access, some will be customers who will be needing some, just they want to access the page, they will want to buy something, so as a customer they want some access. So you have to make sure that your application is exposed as little as possible, right? And what do we call this thing? Exposing something or giving some access as less as possible. Anyone in Google? What do we call it? Principle of least privilege. Absolutely correct. So this is called principle of least privilege, right? Absolutely correct. So yes. Now, the customer can have some additional data. They can have credit card data, some medical data, financial data. And but in Symbol Superstore, it will be mostly focusing on the credit card data, not medical data or anything like that, because it's not a healthcare, it's a e-commerce application. So for that kind of thing, you have to think about it. Now, there will be some compliance, some security rules with respect to it, and it will be different in different countries. Okay, and Google have to follow these kind of compliance because in every country, credit card or any other PII data related, they have different kind of rules, so they have to make sure that they follow all the rules in these different countries. And Symbol Superstore is focusing on the credit card data, right? So they have to provide that kind of security and compliance regulation and requirement. Understood? Now here in this page and the next one, you will see that there are some list of compliance regulation, and these are some of them. Okay, there will be a lot more. Like for example, first one is information security management. Okay, then PCI means what? Service provide protect the card holder data. So maybe PCI, this one we have to focus on because we have to protect the card holder data, right? And this way you have to apply different kind of compliance. So Google have tons of security and compliance regulation. Okay, the whole platform always undergoes some kind of external audit, and then after that audit it's confirmed that this particular system is 100% secure in all these compliance aspect, and they are good to go. Okay, so Google is 100% compliant and there are some auditing going on. Now if you are implementing or deploying your solution, any application here, so what do you think? Your application will automatically be compliant to all the rules and regulations that Google is following? It will automatically come under that? Yes or no? Anyone? Yes. Okay. Like for example, Google is having some security thing, and you have just created your virtual machine. That's it. So if your system is implemented in GCP and GCP is following all these kind of compliance regulation, that way it is dependent upon the customer that what are the different security aspect I am trying to follow. Like for example, I Google have given you that you can expose your application to outside world, but definitely that option is there. I can choose whether I don't want to expose it or I don't want to expose it, right? Google will give you these options to, you can create your backup, you can have your point in time recovery, you can have different kind of encryption key, but it is upon me that I want to use it or not. So in a nutshell, Google will provide you all the rules, all the options, all the best practices, but it is your responsibility as a customer to follow those rules and requirement, and it is our choice of implementation. So Google will not enforce you to do that. So Google have these kind of regulations, but it is upon you. Just you can try to understand, like in the road, whenever we ride our bike, it is a mandatory thing that you have to wear a helmet, right? But if I have a helmet, I don't wear it, then it will be my responsibility, right? So that way, Google has given you different options that you can implement in your system to make sure that your system is more compliant, more secure, like that way. But it is your choice of implementation to follow this. Okay, so these are some of the rules. Then this is also some of the rules, and there are also some other features that you can have it. Like for example, data loss prevention, for example, shielded VMs, all of that. So detail of that is attached to the name, so you can just refer that whenever you get some time. The point is that there is no central global security service in GCP that you enable this or you click this button, then your application will be secure. It is not like that. You will be architecturing it, you will be creating it brick by brick. So this one, then that one, that way you can just add different layers to your security. Understood everything about this one? With respect to security and compliance for Symbol Superstore, there are different options provided by Google. You will be implementing as per your need when you go to the next steps. Are we clear on this? Okay, perfect. Okay, then let's understand about Google Kubernetes Engine. Now, what is GKE, everyone? Or I can say, what are the keywords that comes to your mind when I say GKE? For what kind of application I will be using it? Containerize. Absolutely correct. Container, yes. Microservices, yeah. Deployment, container orchestration, yes. Absolutely correct. So whenever in your question these kind of keywords, understand that it is about GKE. GKE is also infrastructure as a service. Same as compute engine, in which you are taking care of the infrastructure as well. Okay. Now, this is the autopilot. Okay, so this is first of all the recommended and the default type of GKE cluster. Okay, and this is newly introduced. But when the exam was last updated 2 3 years back, that time autopilot was not there, only standard was. So maybe for your real-time project which you are working, you need to know about autopilot, but for exam perspective, you have to know about standard. Okay. Now, as I said in the first, like when we were talking about quiz, that autopilot have, like, it's more managed one as compared to standard. So whenever you want to eliminate the need of manual cluster management compared to your standard one, then you can go for autopilot. But if you want more flexibility, more control over your cluster management and configuration, go for standard one. Okay, in GKE, scaling and resource optimization, all these things are taken care. Okay, and then it makes idle if you have unpredictable traffic patterns and you don't want to bother on the traffic patterns, go for autopilot. But granular access, more control, go for standard. And definitely if you don't have that kind of unpredictable traffic, when you have a specific operating system, go for standard. Okay, because autopilot is more managed than standard one, it is slightly on a higher side, like cost perspective, it is slightly costly than your standard one. Okay, autopilot is only regional, so it is highly available, but standard have regional and zonal both. Okay, so just opening my Kubernetes. So if I try and create a cluster, automatically it will take me to autopilot mode. Okay. Mm, 1 minute. Yeah. So creating a cluster here. 1 minute. Okay, so you can see right now it is taking me to autopilot, and there are five basically options and different part that I have to fill in to create a cluster. Okay, I can switch to standard cluster here, and you will see that there are many more options in standard because you have to choose each and every options by yourself, scaling and default node pool, all of that. Okay, so these are the two ways which you can work on GKE. Okay, clear everyone? Next is pod disruption budget. So basically, whenever you want to your application to updates, basically new release you want to do, that time this particular topic come into picture. Basically, it means that whenever you are updating it to a new version, that is fine, but your application always has to be up and running, even if you are updating some newer releases. So this will help your application to be available for the end users till you are updating it. Okay, so this is your pod disruption budget. Next is best practice for GKE. Now you can enroll in some of the channel and they will help you notify the update related to your infrastructure layers. Okay, any kind of GKE upgrade, mostly with respect to your infrastructure that you have created. In that infrastructure you have different layers, so you can get some notification about it. Okay, I'll take a pause. One question is there. Can I request the voucher once I completed the labs? So, course coordinator will, yeah, Shaunak has replied on that. Okay. Okay. Next is Cloud IAM and RBAC. Now, all of you know that Cloud IAM is about giving some access, okay, to different person or different group. That is at project level, at Google Cloud level. This is RBAC is at the lower level, which is at Kubernetes level. So in the Kubernetes, you want to give some control to your cluster or any other like whole cluster or some part of the cluster, then you can do this. mainly used when there are different, like for example, there are different developers who are having, they have to work on their own namespace. So they should not see entire cluster, they can only work on their part. This way security is maintained and there is a clear isolation between them. Okay, so just like how IAM work, RBAC is also there. Now, just out of the context, asking you, in the last session also, in cloud storage, there was another term like as compared to the IAM, similar to IAM and RBAC. What was that? Anyone? Similar to IAM in cloud storage, what do we have? We have studied that in the last session. Mm, policy, yeah. Think about it. There was some, yes, no, in cloud storage, there was a term, and that in that we give different access to different people or group, but in the bucket level activity. ACL. Yes, absolutely correct. Access control list. ACL was there for your cloud storage, and RBAC is for your Kubernetes. Okay, and cloud IAM is at project level. Yes, ACL is what I was looking for. Okay. Now, another thing in GKE is a sandbox. Basically, it prevents the untrusted code from affecting your kernel. Okay, so this is also one of the things with respect to security. So another sort of security mechanism where some other people cannot, like third party provider cannot affect your kernel. So this is also another thing that is there in Google Kubernetes engine. Okay. Next one is this one, GKE networking, subnet sizes. Okay. Now, you know that there are different kind of pods that are there in GKE, and these pod can have different IP addresses. Okay, because your external like incoming traffic will talk to your Kubernetes pod, and these pod have different IP address. And in the exam, you should know how to calculate your CIDR ranges, because if you just go for a default IP address, then it can be a scenario, then you can waste some of the, like, tens and hundred and thousand of your IP addresses. That is why you should explicitly know how to calculate it, so that you know that this is the amount of IP address I need. Okay, and one video is attached that will help you do that. Okay. Next is GKE private cluster, which we have discussed in the quiz also. So whenever you want your private cluster to talk to any other GCP API and services, you can have private Google access. And whenever you want to expose, like talk to the internet, but don't want to expose their IP address, external IP address, then it will be cloud NAT. Okay, so these are the two terms that you should know. Okay, another thing you can see is RFC 1918. Basically, there are some standard that are created by the networking equipment, and according to that, they will assign the IP address in the private network. Okay, so clear cloud NAT and private access, all of you. Okay, okay, okay. If that is clear, let's do one question. So I will take a pause now. Think about it and let me know. Okay. Option B. Okay. A. Okay. Private. Okay. Keyword. Come on. Mm, what keyword can be that node cannot be accessed from the internet, want to reduce operational cost of managing the cluster. Private. Reduce cost standard. Uh, this is a little tricky because they want to reduce the operational cost of managing the cluster, right? If that is the thing, then it will be standard. But let's just see the question. Okay, you want to set up GKE cluster. Okay, verifiable node identity and integrity are required. Okay, node cannot be accessed from the internet. Okay, if it should not be accessed in the internet, then definitely public is like B and C will be eliminated, right? And they want to reduce the operational cost of managing it. They want to follow Google recommended practices. So there are two things. One is that you can go for standard private cluster and have some enabled shielded node. Okay, otherwise you can go for private autopilot cluster. Now first of all, private is definitely higher side, like costly than standard. That way we can think of standard. But if you see here that it has enabled some shielded node, so definitely that will also have some added cost to it. Okay, so we can think of private autopilot cluster. Okay, if that option is not there, shielded node, then we can think of private standard cluster. Okay, so here I can say option A will be correct. Okay, are we good? Okay, perfect. Okay, let me quickly discuss about few more things. Now, this is workload identity. You don't have to know in detail about it. Just know why it is used. So, in the past, if any GK pod needs to talk to any GCS bucket or any other services, that time they have to create a service account, give some permission to it, and then create a key so that that key can talk to the pod. That was the standard approach. But now Google say that that is not the correct way. We have workload identity that we can do. So earlier there was different, it was a process. Okay, and now Google have simply workload identity, in which it will allow your Kubernetes account to talk to other GCP services. You don't have to generate any key out of it. Okay, so that way workload identity is there. So just understand about the definition of it. Okay. Okay, I think we are done with Kubernetes. Are we good? Anyone, any question in Kubernetes? No question? Okay, great. Then let's move to another topic, which is Cloud Run. Now, Cloud Run is, you can say it is a serverless Kubernetes in GCP. When you don't want to focus on the cluster at all, you don't want to build it, you don't want to set up, you have to just focus on your Docker images, focus on your code or your application, your logic, your microservices, right? So if that is the scenario, go for Cloud Run. This is completely serverless, completely stateless. Okay, so in all the sort of workload, all sort of real-time examples in which Kubernetes is used, Cloud Run will also be used in that for web application, microservices, API, all of that. The difference is how you access, like how you use it. Okay, the difference is in that particular thing. This is platform as a service, same as App Engine. Okay, you can also say that it is a better version of App Engine as well. Okay, And as I said, it is also stateless. So it means that the state is moved somewhere else apart from the cluster in any kind of storage. Okay. And you can run your Cloud Run. So this is completely stateless and completely serverless. Understood, everyone? What is Cloud Run and what is Kubernetes? Okay. The difference is, if you don't want to manage your cluster at all, go for Cloud Run. Okay. Another thing is App Engine, which is also one of the services. And why we are talking it, because there are two type of App Engine environments, standard and flexible. Both of them have some advantages and some disadvantages. So combination of advantages of both of them is what your Cloud Run. Okay. So this is also platform as a service. You don't have to think about the underneath infrastructure. You can just build your web application like that, and auto scaling, auto healing, different kind of version updates, all these things are already taken care in App Engine. Okay. Now coming to App Engine standard and flexible, you can see here the differences are there. Major difference is with respect to some languages. Standard have some limitations in the languages that it supports, but flexible have it support all the custom languages, Docker images, everything like that, which standards does not support. Okay. And another thing is that flexible does not scale to zero. Okay, it is still running and you are paying some amount of it, but standard can scale down to zero. So these are the two major differences between both of them. And Cloud Run solve these two. Cloud Run also support the custom packages as compared to flexible, and it also scaled down to zero as compared to standard. Okay, understood everyone about App Engine? Okay. And as I said, App Engine versus Cloud Run. Cloud Run takes all the like great things that we have in App Engine, standard and flexible. Are we good with this one? Okay. App Engine now, right now, not used so much in containerized application. It is little difficult to use that, but mostly used for web application. For containerized, we prefer either Cloud Run or GKE. Okay, everyone clear about these three services? Any confusion in GKE, Cloud Run, and App Engine? Perfect. Next is Cloud Function. So this is also serverless. It is a, you can say it is a piece of code which is normally sleeping. It gets triggered when some event happens. It execute the code and do whatever is asked to it, and then it goes back to sleep again until the other event happens. This is like a asynchronous function, and this is completely serverless, but this is not for any application. This is only for some function. So event driven is your keyword. If you get in the question, think about Cloud Function. Okay, the name is now changed to Cloud Run Function. Okay, are we good? Okay. Now here you can see that there are some of the use cases in which Cloud Run Function are used, and you can just check it out. Okay, it can be used in any kind of trigger related activity. Now here also you can see some work is done in GitHub. They want to push it and they want to inform the other other team in Slack. You can use that. You can use it any kind of application. Now in cloud storage, some data is been added. Now you want to update your Cloud Vision API, you can use it. So any kind of thing you can use it. Where you want to trigger it, where you want to inform it, notify it, like that. Okay. Okay. Next is Terraform. Now we all know that in IT there are different kind of work that are done in hardware, software, networking. Some of the work are always repetitive. Okay, and if there are some work they are repetitive, you can automate that in some way, so that you can save some resources, you can save some cost, some time. Okay, so for that, Terraform is used. You can write your requirement in a Terraform file, then you can store that in cloud storage. You can have versioning enabled, so that whenever you keep updating your Terraform file, all the non-concurrent versions are also there for you, right? So Terraform is used for that kind of applications. Okay, you can use cloud build to execute your commands that you are running, and there are different kind of files all together work in Terraform to do these kind of automation. There are cloud build, they in which you can build some configuration file, then Terraform state, main dot file, all of that. So whatever files that are required, that you create it and then you run it. How can you run it? So there is a life cycle: init, plan, apply, and destroy. So init means initialize. Initialize, how you can initialize it. You can download some latest version of your Terraform. Then plan it. Verify the syntax, whatever is there. Verify the supporting files are there or not. Resources are there or not. Then apply means you set the resources already. Then if everything is executed correctly, then you destroy it. So this is your Terraform life cycle. Okay. Init, plan, apply, and destroy. Okay, so you can write different code in your Terraform file to create some automation scripts. Okay, so this is how your Terraform file works. Okay, any confusion till here? If not, we will move to optional link. Thumbs up, thumbs down, anything? Are we good? Okay, great. Okay, no question. Just checking the chat. Okay. Now there are some optional link that you needs to go. There are some videos also. These are related to the topic we have discussed. So maybe it will help you to understand more about it. Like for example, Cloud Run handle 9 workload, how it do, how to run container without server. So all these important discussions are there. Go through all of them. It will be definitely helpful for your exam. Okay. Okay, now I will take a pause. This is diagnostic question. I want 100% participation in especially this part, because these are exam like questions and you have to solve them. Okay, so there can be very easy question, but it will be lengthy. So I will now take a pause. All of you help me with the first question. Okay. Yes, this will be loaded in the drive and it will be shared to you. Okay, so B, D, I think mixed response on this one. Okay, so MySQL, then Cloud SQL, then MySQL. So let me just give you some keywords. Now think about it. I think most of you are going ahead with option number B. Also A and C and D. So mixed responses. Okay. So first of all, the keyword is medium size MySQL database. Okay. User defined function and timely and economical ways. Definitely no manual intervention, no manual configuration, nothing like that. Now, first of all, I want to tell all of you is option number A, which is find a MySQL machine image in marketplace and then configure it as per your need. Okay, this will meet the requirement, but not in the most timely way. There are some additional manual configuration required. It's written that configure it as per your need. So with respect to the question, it is correct, but there are some manual intervention. That's why we will eliminate option number A, all of you. Okay, it is correct, but because it is not the timely and economical way, that is why A is not, we are not going, it is not the ideal answer. Okay, eliminate option number A. Now I see, I think 50 to 60 people are saying, percent are saying option number B. Normally we will choose cloud SQL whenever you want to migrate any data from on premises, right? For example, MySQL. But here one important thing is that cloud SQL does not support the user defined function. If in this question you don't see this phase as user defined function, then this option will be correct. But because it says that it also includes some user defined function and that is not supported in cloud SQL, then the answer will be no, and we have to eliminate option number B. Other than that, that was the correct option, apart from the user defined function thing. Now all of you think again and tell me between B and C. Okay, yeah, sorry, C and D. C. Now economical way could be C. Yes, you also have to think of economical way. That is correct. You, the main difference between C and D is medium size MySQL database. The size of your database is also one such thing. So if I look at these two options, in option number C, it says compute engine with N2 machine type. Okay, and then in that you install your MySQL. And in D, it says that compute engine with E2 machine type. Okay, let's go to compute engine. Because both of them are talking about compute engine, then definitely that option is solved. Compute engine is the economical way. But inside that, there is another bifurcation. Okay, so if I click on create instance, one second. Okay, you can see here normal general purpose E2 is for low cost day-to-day computing. N2 is for balanced price and performance. And you can see different CPU given in these two, different memory allocated, different CPU platform. So economical thing is already solved with respect to compute engine. Okay, E2 we will go if you want to just do a daily cost optimization thing. If you get a medium sized database, then E2 will not be the ideal machine type. It is cost effective 100%, but you also have to focus on medium sized machine type, and that is uh, for N2 will be the correct one. Any confusion in these two, C and D? Okay, I think some of you have chosen E2 for the cost effective thing. So that's why I'm explaining that compute engine itself is cost effective. Okay, so option C will be correct. Great, C is correct answer. Perfect. Okay, next question is this. Think about it. Option A. Let me just give you some keywords. So you need to update the operating system of the instance in the automated way, minimal resources. Automated way. So first I will eliminate the obvious wrong answer. If I look at option number D, what it says that abandon the instances, okay, then delete the instance template, replace it, recreate the one. Definitely not. It is not helping us in any aspect, right? It is not the automated approach. All these things are not the great one. Definitely eliminate option number D from just by reading about it. Option number C is create an instance template and update the VM, set the maximum surge to 5. Now, maximum surge to 5 will create 5 new machine at a time. Okay, it will not help us in minimal resources, which is the last line in the question. Okay, if that is not the thing, then we can think of option number C. But minimal thing we have to do, and creating a 5 new machine at a time is not the minimal resources way. So C and D are eliminated. All of you now think between A and B. And let me paste one link. You can refer this, and with the help of this, let me also open that and think about it. One second. Let me here. Let's come down. Automatic means proactive updates. Selective means opportunistic update. So proactive means automatic. Okay. Now here, option number B is proactive. So can we select option B here? All of you, have you looked at the link which I have shared? And that link is also pasted here. So you can refer it out later on. But here, these are the two type of update: automatic or proactive, selective or opportunistic. So as per this document, option number B will be correct. Okay, are we good? Okay. Next question. Yeah, this is your next question. Option B. Okay. Keywords. Okay, come on, everyone. Does not need highly scalable small Kubernetes cluster? Yes. It does not needs to be highly available. So if it does not needs to be highly available, then what kind of cluster I can create? A regional or a zonal one? Zonal. Yes, absolutely correct. Let me also show you some more keywords. So small Kubernetes cluster does not need to be highly available. So not highly available, definitely zonal. Now, if you want a zonal, then autopilot will be eliminated because autopilot is always regional, right? So here option A is autopilot and option D is autopilot. So both of them are eliminated. I can go for standard one because a standard have both zonal and regional thing. regional cluster. So B and C, right? Now implement a private zonal cluster or private standard regional one. Because it is a small cluster that we are creating, does not need to be highly available, then we can think of a like option number B, which is private standard zonal cluster, and US Central 1A is the zone. If you look at option number C, US Central 1, that is the region. Of course, it will be region, right? So option B will be correct option, as we are talking about regional and zonal thing. But another thing is that autopilot does not support Ubuntu image type. But even if you don't consider that thing, that which is supported in the standard one, just considering about the region and zone thing, you can identify the correct option here. Are we good? We are eliminating A and D because it is autopilot, right? Autopilot is regional, eliminating it. B and C both are standard, and standard supports zonal and regional both. Because B is zonal, we are going ahead with option number B. Option C, we are not going ahead because it is regional cluster, and that is supported in standard, but that is not needed as per the question. It needs a small cluster, and it does not needs to be highly available. Okay, are we good with option number B, everyone? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, perfect. Great. Let's discuss the next question here. Yeah, think about it. Okay, and keywords. Okay, keyword also. Tell me. Service exposed. Okay, not managing infra, custom package, yes. Container web application, don't want to manage infra, yes. Containerize, yes. Okay, so you need to quickly deploy a containerized web application. You know the services, the service you want to expose. Don't want to manage the infrastructure. You want to pay for the resources only when it is handled, and need support for custom packages. Pay as you go, yes. Now, first of all, they are talking about a containerized web application. So first of all, option D will be eliminated, cloud function, because it is not used for any application. It is used for small snippet of code. This is clear to all of you. Okay, option D is eliminated. Let me show you some keyword here. This is your keyword. Okay, now pay as you go means what we can think of. Pay as you go, pay when the requests are being handled. It means that if there is no workload, you want to scale down to zero, right? You only want to pay for the resources that are being handled, means that you want a scale to zero kind of service. Okay, now app engine standard can scale down to zero, cloud run can also scale down to zero, but flexible cannot scale down. So A and D are now eliminated. Okay, flexible and cloud function. Now standard and cloud run, B and D. Okay, custom packages. Custom packages are not supported in App Engine standard. It is supported in flexible, but because it does not scale down to zero, we have to eliminate option A. And as I say that cloud run is the combination of both. It also support custom packages. It also scale down to zero. So option C will be correct. Okay, everyone. Do you all agree with me? Any confusion here? Why option C is correct? Uh, in the last class, I asked for self-study material and resources. Can you share? Let me. Okay, after this I will discuss. So self-study, like as if you ask me, I try to solve as many labs as I can. Okay, so solving the labs is the great self study that I can share. But with respect to books, I can't share, but some links I can additionally share, which I consider while I study, which are not official, but I will still share. Okay, after these questions are done, I will do that. Okay, okay, yeah, with respect to this question, are we good, everyone? Okay, um, great. Next question. A, okay, let me just show you some keyword. You need to analyze and act on the files being added. Trigger event. Yes. Let me show you. Okay, in some time I will show. Meanwhile, you all just try to guess. Sometimes we don't know the answer. We try to guess from the options. That will not work here. Okay, that will not work. So it says that add means adding something. So no, option D is not correct. Okay, let me show you this one. All of you, the link which I have pasted on the chat, open that. I am also opening it at my end. Okay, this is create trigger from cloud storage events. These are supported cloud storage events. So finalize is the correct one. What is the meaning of this? Finalize means what? Occurs when you create a new object, override existing one, or create a new generation of the object. Okay. Delete means permanently delete. Archive means when you occurs when a live concurrent object becomes a non-concurrent. Live version becomes a non-concurrent previous version. And then metadata updated when you update the metadata or change the metadata. So what do you understand from this? What is the correct answer? Option A, no confusion. So this is the correct one. Option A will be correct. Okay. This link is already added here, so you can later on also refer. Great. Let's move to the next one. Yeah. B. Okay. Option B. No ACL and geo redundancy. Yes. Yes. So Chandan has said no ACL and geo redundancy. Yes, these are the keyword. There is one more keyword which you are missing. Actually, that is not the keyword. That is a clue to understand what kind of uh, like regional or zonal or multi-regional, that particular aspect. Try to think about it. Server, yes, serving US in New York City. Absolutely correct. This is one of the most important part where you can eliminate the obvious wrong answer. Okay. Do not plan on ACL. Yes, this is also correct. But obvious wrong answer will be eliminated if you think about that users are there in New York City only. So if it is in New York City only, then what do you think? We can go for regional, dual regional, multi-regional, what? Yes, dual is important. First of all, it will be regional, but because the question is also talking about geo-redundancy. Redundancy means repeating it. That's why we will think about dual. Okay. Apart from that, regional will also work because here one region will be covered. Okay. So these are your keywords. Serving New York City, geo-redundancy, do not plan on using ACL. Now, all of you focus on this, what I'm explaining right now, because there is some like complication with this question. First of all, exam is not updated from the last 2-3 years. So we will be discussing the correct answer as per the exam. As per exam, there are two different category you can see: G Cloud and GS Util. Okay. So as per the exam last updated 2-3 years back, as per the exam syllabus, G Cloud is not used for any bucket creation activity. Okay, G Cloud command is not used to create any bucket. So as per the previous syllabus, option A will be eliminated. But right now, if you look at, just search on it, creating your bucket in cloud storage, then it is now updated and Google has introduced G Cloud storage command. Not only G Cloud storage and then the command. So as per the current statistics, current update, it can be like option A will be correct because it starts with G Cloud. Definitely G Cloud storage will be there. So as per current scenario, A will be correct. But we are discussing this question as per the exam. Okay, so at least this is clear to all of you. Okay, at least this much is clear. Okay, as per exam, A is not correct. G Cloud command is not used to create any bucket. Now we are left with B, C, and D because they all are GS util. Okay, so it is serving New York City. It means that I don't need a multi-regional bucket. So I will eliminate option B also. Multi-regional means it will cover entire US, which is not required. Definitely, it will solve the dual region thing, but it can be a little bit costly. So now we are left with C and D. Now they do not plan on using ACL. So we can think of option C because there you can use this command and turn off the ACL evaluation. That is off. But if you look at option number D, that is also correct. But that command, there is like dash B. If you write that command, then your ACL will be off. If you don't write, then automatically it will be on. So option C will be correct between C and D. Okay, any confusion? Is this question confusing all of you? Yes. Okay, I will explain once again. Okay, first of all, you know that G Cloud is eliminated. As per the exam, this is eliminated. Okay, earlier G Cloud command was not used to create any bucket. As per the current scenario, A will be correct. As per the exam, A is eliminated. B is also eliminated because it is multi-regional, which is not required. It will solve the purpose, but not required. Okay. Now C and D. Now C is basically GS util MB command same. Dual region, that is also same. And in the option, if you turn off the ACL evaluation, then it will help you solve the criteria, which is the last one in the question. You can see, do not plan on using the ACL. Okay, so you can just turn it off. So that is why option C will be correct. Option D, if you look at, that is GS util MB, that is fine. Dual region, that is fine. Now accepting default for the other MB setting. So if you do this default one, then your ACL will automatically be on. So you have to write some command to disable it. So that is why we are going with option number C. Now this is clear, Nitish? Okay, perfect. Great. Okay, we have some time left. Let's discuss one more question. Okay. D. Minimize cost, automated, hourly. Okay, I think most of you are going ahead with option number D. Now, Simple Superstore marketing department needs to load some data slowly. Okay, slowly changing data to BigQuery. Okay, the data arrives hourly. Yes, this is the keyword. And cloud storage bucket, you want to minimize cost and implement in very fewer steps. Okay, and I think most of you are going ahead with D and also B. First of all, first thing is that this question, all the four scenario will work. Okay, with the help of all the four options, you can satisfy this condition. Now the question is about most optimal. Okay, this is your keyword, most optimal. First one, implement a BQ load command. Okay, and command line script, schedule it with cron job. Definitely this does not cost you anything. It is cost effective but slightly complex whenever it is about transferring some data. So with respect to complexity, we will eliminate A. Okay, now option number B is read the data from the bucket using BigQuery streaming API. Reading the data from the bucket is fine, but the streaming API has some pricing associated with it. So that way, it will not be the most optimal one. Okay, because it is some pricing. Option C is a cloud function to push the data to BigQuery and then data flow. Now, data flow also have some incurred charges for it whenever you are performing some sync into BigQuery. So for charges, there are some charges. So eliminating option C also. Option D is the most optimal BigQuery data transfer service. If you just write that in the console search bar, you will see that that is the most simplest way to transfer any data from cloud storage to BigQuery or any other storage. And that is just a click activity, absolutely free, absolutely hassle free also, and cost effective also. Okay, so all of you who are going ahead with option number D is absolutely correct. Okay, great. Next one, C. Okay, fully control IP. Yes, this is the keyword. Okay, understood everyone. I think no explanation needed. Default will be some automatically in predefined region will be allocated. Auto is also like that. Custom is where I get full control of the IP address that I want. Some of you may think that why option D is also there and why it is not correct one. And auto mode and then convert into custom. So if you have got some auto mode and you convert that, then first of all there is some additional steps that are required to change the IP. Okay, otherwise it will contain the current one only. So yes, option C will be correct, which is custom mode network. Great. So I think we are done with diagnostic question. All the questions we are done. Great, all of you. Kudos to all of you because most of the time you were absolutely correct. Great. So can you just clap for yourself? Great. How many numbers you will give to you out of 10? How many numbers you will give to yourself out of 10 in this quiz section? Okay. Shaunak will help you with that. Okay. 7 marks you are going to give. Okay. 7. Great. Don't worry. So see, you are in the middle of the preparation and then you think you are 7 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Definitely you will clear your exam in the first go. That I can definitely assure. Okay. Someone has asked me to give some additional resource. So first of all, whatever resources that I'm officially discussing in the deck, they are officially from our side as a trainer point of view. But from a learner point of view, I'm not very sure all of you understand Hindi or English, but there is one playlist that I follow, and that is in Hindi language, and that is very precise with respect to all the topics that are there. And one more playlist, I let me just check, and that is in English language. So let me do that. Just give me 1 minute. So this is for the Hindi speaking people. Let me just check once for people who understand English. Okay, just 1 minute. And this is the playlist that I follow when, like, for understanding the things in English. So let me just paste that. Okay, so whoever has asked me for additional resources, these are the two playlists that you can check out. Not officially from our side, but as a learner point of view, I'm giving this. Okay. Any question, anyone, before we wrap up? Are we good? How was the session? Did you all enjoy it? Great. Perfect. I hope I was able to explain you all the small little things. And yeah, so if you all are good to go, then great. Happy learning, all of you. I will see you in the next session. Okay.
Thank you so much, Minu. And there's just one thing which I would like to add is that we do not have any sessions in the next week. And from this week onwards, you can fill your exam voucher form. So if you have completed 5 out of 6 skill badges, you can definitely go out and fill the exam voucher form. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for
So like
joining.
how
Yes.
you get how will get that exam voucher form? Are you sharing that in the Google Drive or
No, no,
how?
no. Whoever is filling the exam voucher form, our
Hmm.
team would be checking all the criterias which is needed in order to provide the form, in order to provide the voucher. And once all of the criterias are met, we would be sharing it in your registered email address.
Okay, so first I will have to complete 5 skill batch,
Yes,
and the deadline for that is 2nd September, correct?
yes, yes,
After that, we are not able to fill the form, correct?
yes. That's right.
So fill the form. I means this is a prerequisite to complete that labs, correct? That
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. Absolutely.
Now,
Okay.
where we will get that form actually? That is not
You will get that on your email.
okay. Sure.
Yeah.
So I have to send that after completing that, correct? I need to ask.
Yes, only after you complete the 5 skill badges, then you can go and fill out the form, which will be shared in the email just after this session ends. And also, that is the form link is there in the learning plan, so you can check it out from there as well. So once you fill that form, our team would check, and after that, you will receive your voucher if all the criterias are met.
What is the exam date for this? Like after filling and getting the voucher?
Like the last date to attempt the exam is 16th of September.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the session. We would see you in the next session.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. So next session when it will be?